Well, hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. Today I'm using the lovely FabScraps box. This is the 130th collection for their 16th birthday and it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. Do watch the unboxing, and I've already made a process video for a Bible journaling layout using this box as well. I've also made a mini album. It did not go through on camera though, but you'll see me matching my photos to some of the leftover pieces of this box. It just really is the prettiest pattern paper, prettiest pattern paper I've seen in a long time. And just the fab box with all of the goodies inside is just gorgeous. So some people prefer paper trimmers. I prefer craft knife and self-healing cutting mat, which if you haven't seen, FabScraps actually has a very nice black self-healing cutting mat. It's next on my list to purchase. I love it. And I'm just matching my photos to the layout as it is existing layout, because I had a previous week that I'd already done, which is at the back of this pocket page. If you don't know what Project Life is pretty much taking each week and documenting the everyday moments of that week, so that in the end you'll have an album with 52 pages if you didn't do doubles for some weeks. And every week doesn't have to be, an extravagant layout. Some weeks will have more photos than others, some have less. I am creating a little booklet for the top left pocket, which is a 15 centimeter by 15 centimeter pocket. And I'm going to make a fold in it so that it kind of has a booklet on the right hand side of the layout. So that's my previous week. The back of it then has this flip that flips to the right of it. Okay, that's a lot. Next up, I'm going to make the cover page of this little booklet, which I'm using a piece of pattern paper, cutting that down in the 15 centimeter across, then sticking the front piece of this booklet onto it and cutting it to size. And then I'll have this beautiful pattern on the front, and then the inner will have that gorgeous inner. I'm trying to see what I'm going to be doing for this cover page, and I decided on using this journaling card. I am distressing it with my distress tool and then sticking my photo on the top of this card. The bottom says thank you, and it is about our date night, so I'm just going to be putting that there and saying thank you to hubby for making time for date nights. I'm using this Nuvo Russian white Crackle mousse through the dripping stencil that's also a part of this month's collection, and I just in my head thought dripping with sweetness, because it really was a very nice date night for us. We don't go out often enough, I think, but it was good to kind of just document that. So while that's drying, I'm moving on to the bottom left pocket, which then will be I'll be using that similar pattern paper to the inner of my booklet, just getting my photos ready for that. Moving on to the middle right side pocket, I'm using a journaling card which says a friend is one of the nicest things you can have and one of the best things you can be. And I'm just using that as my middle pocket. I'm going to add a photo to that, playing around, seeing if I like what I like, and then sticking down onto the back side of the previous week's layouts these little pieces of paper that I'm then cutting out to be the new week's paper. So it's pretty much just matching my photos to some cardstock that works well with the specific photo, and makes the color pop and stuff like that. It's always kind of a playing around. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It just has to be you, and then show your week. So for this one, I did decide to kind of mat it on a darker page, and that's that. Next up, moving to the title of the booklet inner, which I then use the metal letters and some dimensional glaze. I used the Anita's 3D gloss, which is similar to glossy accents. It just helps with these 3D elements to make them stick to the page properly. Does have some nice drying time as well, so you can still kind of move it around, and because it dries clear, it doesn't add some unwanted colors to your page. And I'm spelling out date night because that's what it was. Once this is dry, I'm gonna stick down my photo, just deciding where, grabbing my Olba Glue. You can also use foam tape, obviously. I wanted it to just stand off the page a little bit of dimension, and then sticking that down. Olba Glue does take a little bit to dry, so do give it that time, otherwise you're going to be squishing it down anyways. With the bottom left hand side, I also matted one of the photos on a darker background and left one of them on a lighter, or with just the white strip. Deciding that I'm going to be adding this photo of my husband and his new riding glasses. He's a mountain biker, and I decided to put this photo on the journaling card, and in doing so I would have to cover some words. But that's not a train smash. I just took the duplicate card, cut out the words from that. I'm going to stick down his photo and then put the little words from the duplicate card over that initial one, and that just kind of gives it some dimension, makes it pop out a bit without taking away from the photo at all. For my title page, because remember with Project Life you want a title card, and my title card for this specific layout is week 13. So because my Project Life is literally the weeks in my life, the everyday photos, I'm making a title with the week number and then the date at the bottom. I'm just going to write that in. I'm using the FabScraps Alphabet Stamps and a chalk white ink. I'm going to be using that chalk white ink to emboss with, and I'm just using a pearl embossing powder over the chalk ink. It stays wet for not like crazy long, so you do need to work a little bit quick, and just putting that powder on and heat setting it with a heat tool off to the side of this camera angle and cutting that out obviously because you don't want to watch things melt and paint dry. Using a gray, light gray Jelly Roll size 10 pen. This is from the Grays collection, and I just kind of journaled about that beautiful sky, that I love taking pictures of the sky. I call it sky poetry. Next up, want to use all of these clear stickers. They're just absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm just going to put them in random places in my Bible too. And if you can't fit the whole one in and it kind of goes off the page, you can always take whatever you cut off to the next page or to the other side and then add some dimension there. Using my tag, I'm just putting in an eyelet with an eyelet tool. Don't use your hole punch as a hammer. I just couldn't find mine. Cutting this little metal string shorter and then adding a little charm to it so that I can just have that little bit of extra. I love these metal charms. They're just gorgeous. And with Project Life, you can add them because it does handle dimension and bulk better than your Bible would. Journaling some extras onto my photos just to give a little bit of an explanation of what's what there, putting in my pocket page, and that's how I then page that little booklet. I'm keeping the top of the booklet outside of the pocket and the inner then on the inside. If your page can't slip in like this, you just create a slit with a craft knife. Be careful not to cut it open all the way. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Bye-bye.